What is a nation? A nation is a stable community of people formed on the basis of common language, territory, history, ethnicity, or psychological makeup that is manifested in a common culture. Nationalism is defined as the belief that the nation is the central principle of political organization. Ethnic nationalism. It defines the nation in terms of ethnicity, which always includes some element of descent from previous generations. It also includes ideas of a culture shared between members of the group and with their ancestors, and usually a shared language. Membership in the nation is hereditary. Classical nationalism. It is the belief that all nations are entitled to independent statehood, suggesting that the world should consist of a collection of nation-states. Civic nationalism. It is the form of nationalism in which the state derives political legitimacy from the active participation of its citizenry, from the degree to which it represents the will of the people. Expansionist nationalism. It is an aggressive and militaristic form of nationalism that is invariably associated with chauvinistic belief. Chauvinistic means excessive belief and doctrines, which tends to blur the distinction between nationalism and racialism. Romantic nationalism. It is the form of ethnic nationalism in which the state derives political legitimacy as a natural consequence and expression of the nation, race, or ethnicity. Cultural nationalism. It emphasizes the regeneration of the nation as a distinctive civilization and thus stresses the need to defend or strengthen a national language, religion, or way of life rather than achieve overt political ends. Revolutionary nationalism. It is also known as radical nationalism. It is an ideological theory that calls for a national community united by a shared sense of purpose and destiny. Post-colonial nationalism. The nationalisms of these nations were forged in a furnace that required resistance to a colonial domination in order to survive. Liberation nationalism. Many nationalist movements in the world are dedicated to national liberation in the view that their nations are being persecuted by other nations and thus need to exercise self-determination by liberating themselves from the accused persecutors. Left-wing nationalism. It is also occasionally known as socialist nationalism. It refers to any political movement that combines left-wing politics or socialism with nationalism. Liberal nationalism. It assigns to the nation a moral status that is similar to that of the individual, meaning that nations have rights, in particular, the right to self-determination. As liberal nationalism holds that all nations are equal, it proclaims that the nation-state ideal is universally applicable. National conservatism nationalism. It is a political term that is used primarily in Europe to describe a variant of conservatism which concentrates more on national interest that standard conservatism while not being nationalist or a far-right approach. Religious nationalism. It is the relationship of nationalism to a particular religious belief, church, or affiliation. This relationship can be broken down into two aspects: the politicization of religion and the converse influence of religions on politics. Pan-Nationalism. It is usually an ethnic and cultural nationalism, but the nation is itself a cluster of related ethnic groups and cultures, such as Slavic peoples.